Yes, students. So what are the examples of these leaf chains? Examples of leaf chains are Usnea, Parmelia, Cladonia, Lobaria, and many more. So these all leaf chains are immensely important in our life. Okay, students? With this we have completed this second chapter in our syllabus, that is systematics. Okay? Now we are going to begin with the next chapter that is in our syllabus, and that is Kingdom Plantae. Okay? So we will begin with the next chapter, that is chapter number 3 in your syllabus, which is Kingdom Plantae. Now when we studied the 5 kingdom system of classification, we have seen that in this 5 kingdom system of classification given by R.H. Whitaker, you know it by now, the living world is divided into 5 kingdoms, right? The 5 kingdoms are Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. Of this we have studied the first 3 kingdoms, the Kingdom Monera, Protista, and Fungi. Today we are going to begin with the study of the 4th kingdom in the world of living organisms, and that is Kingdom Plantae. Okay? Now when we go for the study of these organisms, Kingdom Plantae, what are these organisms basically characterized with? Yes, specific basic characters काय आहे? When we say Kingdom Plantae, the different plants, the green plants around us will be in front of you. So basic characters of the organisms which belong to this Kingdom Plantae. What are the basic characters? These are autotrophic. That means they can prepare their own food in autotrophic condition. How are these? Photosynthetic. They can prepare their own food by converting solar energy into chemical energy. In sunlight, they can prepare their food. Okay? Now we'll go into details of this Kingdom Plantae. Before we go into the detailed study of Kingdom Plantae, what we are going to do is we are going to see a cladogram, a tree diagram, which shows the classification of this Kingdom Plantae. So let us go for this cladogram. So we are going to see the representation of classification of Kingdom Plantae. All of you are going to have this drawn in the notebook. So let us go for the cladogram of Kingdom Plantae. Every one of you should draw it in the notebook. In the exam also you are asked either to complete the blocks in this cladogram, or you will be asked to draw the entire cladogram. Okay? So let us go for the classification. So here we have Kingdom Plantae. Okay? Now this Kingdom Plantae is further classified into 2 groups, the cryptogams and the phanerogams. into which the kingdom plant is further classified. Cryptogams. Now what are these cryptogams? These cryptogams are non-flowering plants. What are these? Non-flowering plants. So these are plants, but they are not going to produce flowers. So non-flowering plants are cryptogams. And second class is the phanerogams. Phanerogams. These are the flowering plants. Okay? Cryptogams are further divided into two groups. Non-vascular plants and vascular plants. So these cryptogams are either non-vascular or vascular. Okay. What are non-vascular? Xylem and phloem absent. In this, we have three classes. In non-vascular, we have two classes. What are the two classes? These will be the Thallophyta and the Bryophyta. Vascular plants will be with xylem and phloem. And this will be the cryptogams, which are termed as the Pteridophyta. What do you call these cryptogams? Pteridophyta. P is silent. Then when we come to the flowering plants, that is phanerogams. All flowering plants are vascular. They have xylem and phloem as the tissues to conduct food and water. So these are vascular plants. These phanerogams are further classified into gymnospermy, or you call them as gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay, the angiosperms will be further divided into monocots and dicots. Okay, so this is the cladogram for kingdom Plantae. Go through this. I want it in your notebook. From point of view of examination, this is going to be an important question. this classification of kingdom planting, we are going to go for the study of each of this division. Okay. So first we'll study the division Thallophyta of the cryptogams. Division Thallophyta. Now firstly let us understand the meaning of Thallophyta. Whenever we use the term phyta, P-H-Y-T-A, phyta or phytes, P-H-Y-T-E-S, this refers to plants. Refers to what? Plants. So these are going to be the plants with thallus body. So Thallophyta. Now what is this thallus body? You have seen a plant. Every one of you have seen a plant, isn't it? Now if I ask you, tell me the different parts of the plants. What are you going to say? Plants will have the roots, the stems, the leaves, flowers, fruits. Isn't it? So this is the common parts that we see in a plant. Okay? But all the plants will not show these parts. Those plants in which the body is not differentiated to form roots, stems, leaves, flowers or fruit is a thalloid body. What is it? A thalloid body, a thallus. Okay, so such plants with thalloid body or thallus will be the plants belonging to the division Thallophyta. Are you getting it, students? Okay, so we'll write down the first characteristic feature of this plant. Plant body is thalloid. How is the plant body? Thalloid. What do we mean by thalloid plant body? That is undifferentiated. Undifferentiated into roots, stem, leaves. So plant body will not be differentiated into roots, stems, leaves. Such a plant body is called as thalloid body. Now these plants may be unicellular, microscopic, like chlorella. Chlorella is a thallophyte which is unicellular. Body is made up of only one cell and it is microscopic. Microscopic means having so small a plant body that you can observe it only under the microscope, or chlamydomonas. Okay, now if we see this Chlamydomonas, this chlorella is non-motile. It doesn't move, it doesn't have organs for locomotion. But Chlamydomonas is unicellular, microscopic, but it has two flagella. And with the movement of this flagella, this unicellular plant can move. If we see the structure of this Chlamydomonas, the body is made up of a single cell. Okay, so this will be a single cell, and the cell will have a large chloroplast. What will be in the cell? There will be a large chloroplast. Chloroplast is what? It is the part, or it is the organelle by which the plant can absorb the solar energy and prepare food. So there is a large chloroplast in this cell. Then the cell will have a nucleus. So this is the chloroplast of Chlamydomonas. Okay, this is the nucleus of this cell. Then it will show mitochondria. So this is nucleus. This is the mitochondria. Okay, and this all is the chloroplast, so large it is, so that it can prepare its food. Okay, and then the cell will have two flagella for locomotion. With the help of this flagella, this whip-like structures, the cell will move. What is this? Chlamydomonas. Again, the well-labeled diagram becomes important. Okay, here we will also see the food that is prepared by the process of photosynthesis and stored in a region which is called as pyrenoid. So here this is pyrenoid. What will it have? It will have starch stored in it. So this is the region where starch is stored. Starch means what? In fact, when we grind the grains, आपण जेव्हा धान्य दळतो तेव्हा जे पीठ मिळतं, that is starch. So हे food आहे जे स्टोर केलं जातं प्लांट बॉडी मध्ये. So pyrenoid region will have starch storage. Okay, so well-labeled diagram of this Chlamydomonas again is very important. Which belongs to which division? Thallophyta. Then, where do you find these thallophytes? But it is not like all thallophytes are unicellular. Some thallophytes are multicellular. Thallophytes like Spirogyra are multicellular with filament